Hello friends and fellow book nerds. If you have seen any of my previous iPad GoodNotes tutorials or book journal flip throughs, you might have noticed that I like to use a combination of Canva and GoodNotes to design and use my book journals. So this tutorial actually came as a request from one of my subscribers, and I'm going to be going into my Canva showing you how you can create something like a book review page, a 5-star rates page, a TBR page in Canva and import it into your GoodNotes to use in your book journal. This can apply for any kind of journaling, but we're all about the books here, so that's what we're talking about today. I did do a flip through of my 2026 book journal setup. I have created that myself in GoodNotes, and I did create some of the pages in Canva as well. So if you're curious about how this kind of looks all put together or how I have done this for my book journal, then I will link that video up here in the card and in the description below, along with another very in-depth GoodNotes tutorial on how to actually create your own book journal as a notebook within GoodNotes so that you don't have to go and buy any external type of digital planner. You can just make one yourself, fully customize it, and get to journaling. So let's jump into my Canva and get into the first step, which is creating a template for a book review page. Just so you guys know, I do have a Canva Pro account, so if you see any elements or photos or anything in here that you don't see in yours, it's because I do pay for the kind of premium subscription for this, because I do use Canva quite a bit. So the first thing you're gonna do, obviously go over here to create, and this is gonna kind of depend on how you've set up your document in GoodNotes already, but my suggestion would just be going with like the GoodNotes standard paper size. And when you're in Canva, if you just go and choose like digital journal, I think it is digital notebook cover, you'll see there's both a vertical and horizontal version. I always do everything in a vertical, but these pixels are about right for like a GoodNotes standard. This is what I did for mine. I use the kind of templates and pre-made kind of things on Canva so much. It just makes it so much easier. So we're gonna open a new digital notebook cover. And so if we wanted to create a book review page, this is gonna be completely up to you how you want to design it. I made mine pretty simple. Let's open up mine. This is just what mine looks like. So a few things to note here. It depends on what you want to put in the background. If you want to just be plain white, if you want to make it a color background, if you want to add like a paper texture, you can go over here into elements, do paper, and you'll see tons and tons of graphics, of photos. You could literally make this the background of your page. That actually looks quite nice. You could do the whole background like a paper. You can do whatever you want. I chose to do a squared kind of grid paper background that mimics the GoodNotes paper that I'm using in my digital notebook. So in GoodNotes, you can choose to have plain paper, dotted paper, lined paper, or grid paper. I really like a grid type of system, give it more of a bullet journal feel. If you wanted to do that, what I did is I did like grid paper. You'll see a bunch of them. Could put something like this. It's a little more paper sized. Do something like that. You can hit the transparency, kind of do something like that. That's kind of mimics like a GoodNotes paper. But like I said, you could also do something like a actual paper background, and you could do something like this. We're gonna do maybe this for this one, just as something a little bit different than what I did in my previous one. What's the background? Say you want to just add, okay, book review as a page. What we're also going to do is, with this background, is lock it so that you can't move it around when you're throwing a bunch of other things on it. That's something I would definitely recommend. So, you know, you might just want to throw a book review on it, etc. This is totally up to you how you want to do this. Change the color, you know, do whatever you want to do. What you can also do is keep this super simple. You don't even have to put any text on the page if you don't want to, and just put in like the lines or something, or just even have it as a page and add in your text in GoodNotes. You can do that if you want to. But another thing that I'm going to suggest is going into design over here on the left sidebar and do like a journal page entry. Just start looking to see if there's anything that catches your interest of the kind of style that you might want, or specifically that just has the kind of elements that you might want to grab, so that you're not having to create line after line after line after line from scratch. You're not having to create actual shapes in Canva by yourself. Find something that you might like some of the elements of that you can customize. So say you liked this kind of layout of this self-care journal that has all of these different boxes. You can do something as simple as just copying, pasting the box and reusing it. And then you have a blank box on the page that you didn't have to create yourself. You could take all of these 4 right here, copy and paste them. You can change, instead of today I'm grateful for, you do book summary. You can do favorite quotes, favorite characters. And then we need to grab all of these together, group them so that you can move them around together. So you can do this with any type of template that you find in Canva. I would just recommend that you go in there and pick out and just pull things in that you like, and you don't have to create everything from scratch. Favorite quotes, favorite characters, maybe you do themes and tropes or something. I don't know, whatever you think. And then let's ungroup this so I can copy and paste. Then say you want to maybe put another block down here and say this is where you want to write like your review, right? So we're going to do another one, line everything up, do review. Okay, and maybe you want a bunch of lines in this block. What I would do again is search in the elements, search for lined paper, line paper or something, right? Go to graphics. You can literally find lines that are all evenly spaced and done for you so that you don't have to do it. If you really are particular about the spacing of them and all that, you do go nuts, do it yourself. But this could be something as so simple as you literally I just copy and pasted this to make it the width of this box, and it's done for you just like that, right? Make this maybe a little bit bigger so that this fits. So it could be literally something as simple as that. Maybe you want to change up some of these colors, make it a little more interesting. But like I said, this can really be as simple or as detailed as you want it. I like mine to be quite simple for the Canva template so that when I add it into my GoodNotes and actually do the spreads, I can add in specific things for that book to embellish it. I can add in different stickers. I can use different pen colors, things like that. I like it to be pretty basic and neutral. But if you want to go nuts with this, I mean, like, just look at like design journal pages. You could pick any of these kind of designs. I wonder if they have even like book review page. They don't really have many of those, but you could take as much inspiration as you want from these. You're just using it for personal, so you don't need to worry about too much there. If you want to go to elements, things you could add in, like I said, lined paper, frames. You could add in a little frame somewhere because honestly, this doesn't really have a place for the book. But say you wanted to add in, you could add in a little frame over here that has a space where you can add in the book cover. Anything like that. You can add as many lines, spaces, if you want to write in the title, the author, the dates you read it, all that stuff. Basically, you could take inspiration from mine. So once you have a page done, this is the important part to get into GoodNotes. You're going to share it, and to download it, you're going to want to choose a PDF. I like to do a flattened PDF for this, PDF standard, and you're going to download it. And now we're going to go to my iPad and I'm going to show you how to import it into GoodNotes. So this is just my book journal that I'm in. It doesn't really matter if you're in a blank one, if you have one that you already have and you want to just add a page, it's all going to be the same. You're just going to hit this little page with the plus right here, and then you're going to import. And then you just want to locate the file that you just created and sent to yourself. So for me, that was this one right here, books review page. You're going to hit open, and it's going to import right there for you. And as you will see, you can't move the things around. It's a flattened PDF. And then something else you might want to do is to create this as a template so that you can use it over and over again. So what you're going to do is hit these 3 little dots right here. You're going to go change template. On here where it says paper templates, you're going to scroll all the way to the right. You're going to go import from files. You're going to hit that same one that you just downloaded, open, and it'll say import template. You can name it something, you can choose the size, and then you're going to import it. I'm not going to apply it because I don't want this to be my actual template, but if you hit apply, this is going to be your main template. Okay, so then if you want to go add page again, you can see right here it'll say recent template. You can hit it again. It will continue to populate it for you. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.